about to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.
Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I'd just like to start by saying thank you for your birthday messages yesterday, whether it was on here, via email or Instagram. So many of you reached out to wish me a happy birthday and make sure I had a lovely day, and I really appreciate it, so thank you so much. I did have an absolutely amazing day. See my decorations behind me. I have filmed a weekly vlog. I'm still in the process of filming that, but we got all of my birthday. We got our outdoor movie night, our cream tea, we went to the beach twice. We went for 2 different walks along 2 different beaches. We got some drone footage, so all that will be put together in a vlog. My arm's really aching today. And that will be up this weekend. I'm also in the process of filming a what I eat for breakfast video. I just thought something a little bit different. I do a lot of food hauls, I do a lot of meals of the week and cook with me's. But I thought let's do a breakfast one because we've been having some really amazing breakfasts lately. If there's any other videos you'd be interested in seeing, then just bang my head on a pom-pom, then let me know. I'd love to take it into account what you think. I know some of you would like me to do a roast dinner cook along, like a proper sit down with a glass of wine, well not sit down but you know what I mean, prep the roast dinner and chat to you, kind of almost like a real-time thing. So just let me know what you think and if there's anything else you want to see. So with all that being said, I'm now going to take through what we've eaten over the course of the last week or so. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you go and do so. I'm going to insert it again. If you watched last week, you'll know what I mean. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. Now let's go and have a look. So I'm just starting tonight's dinner. So I'm going to make my chicken chow mein, or kind of like a Chinese chicken noodle dish. And I'm also going to do some salt and pepper chili chips with it as well, and then some curry sauce. So I'm just going to start cooking my chicken, and I'm going to season this with a little bit of Chinese 5-spice and some soy sauce. Right, so normally I use fresh veg for this, but I'm quite glad I picked this up when I was in Tesco's. So it's got baby corn, sliced carrots and sugar snap peas, and I've had it in the freezer for ages, but it's really good because I didn't have any of the other stuff in, and the amount of times I've put this meal off, all my stuff would have gone off anyway. So I think I'm going to add, I might add the whole bag, I'm not sure. We'll see how far it goes. I'll start with half, I think. And we're going to have onions and peppers with the chips as well. So I don't think I'm going to add that into here. I'm just going to let that cook together, and then I'm going to start prepping my salt and chili chips. So for my chips, I've just chopped some potatoes up, I've scrubbed them, I'm leaving the skin on because who's got time for peeling potatoes. Just going to use some of my favourite seasoning. This is the Chinese salt and chili pepper seasoning from Home Bargains, and I absolutely love it. I just start off with a little bit before I cook them, give it a shake. I've already sprayed them with some oil. I'm going to put them in the air fryer. I will leave this link down below. I do get people ask about this all the time. It's the Kasori one. I will leave a link. They do a bigger one than this as well, but I find this is fine. I'm just going to press the chip setting, and then that's that. Just let them get on with it. Halfway through it will tell me that I need to shake them, and then it just carries on, and that's it. Right, so I've got my egg noodles in. They just need to sort of cook down a little bit. I've got my peppers and onions still cooking. I'm going to transfer this to a different saucepan because I need this saucepan to do the salt and chili chips in. I just haven't got enough big pans. Right, so once the chips are done, I add them into the peppers and onions, and then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of soy sauce and some more of the salt and chili seasoning, and then just let them all cook together for probably about 5 minutes, I would say, just till they all kind of get coated. And I've mixed my noodles in with my chicken and vegetable mix. I'll put it in a big pan because again I'm running out of space. I'm just making my curry sauce and then we're almost ready to go. Alright, so here we are all dished up. So we've got our kind of chicken chow mein, we've got our salt and chili pepper chips, And we've got our curry sauce just to pour over if you want it or not. And that's what we've got for dinner tonight. So this is the Goldfish brand curry sauce. I really like this one. You can get it in Tesco. I'll leave it linked down below as well, because you can get it on Amazon if you don't find it in your Tesco, because some people don't. And this is it with the curry sauce actually poured over. Not that it makes much difference, but I just thought I'd show you both. One in the bowl, one poured on the top, because me and Steve know we want curry sauce, so we've put ours on already. And this is what we've got for dinner tonight. Right, so I'm just starting to make a butternut squash lasagna. The microwave is going in the background. I'm just about to make my kind of cheese sauce. Look how I've opened that. I have made this before on camera, and I have posted the whole recipe in the description of that video, so I will pop a link in the description box. But basically you use a whole tub of cream cheese, no, cottage cheese. Use a whole tub of cottage cheese, 300 grams this one is, it's just a light one. 2 cheese triangles, I use the light ones. Honestly, this sounds really odd, but it works. And you're supposed to use spinach, like frozen spinach, and then really drain all the water out, but I haven't got any, so I'm actually going to use a bit of frozen broccoli in mine. I'm going to grate some cheddar, which I actually forgot last time, so I'm not going to put a huge amount because I didn't think it really needed it. I'm just going to give it a little touch, and then we'll put the rest on the top. And to that I'm just going to add salt, pepper, some onion granules and some garlic salt. I'm also going to do salt, black pepper, and I like to add a good teaspoon of English mustard. Oh, that's about all I've got actually. Scraping the barrel. You don't have to put this in, but I think that anything with cheese, if you add mustard, it really brings out the cheese flavour. And there's my broccoli. I'm not cooking it completely, the broccoli, I'm just kind of defrosting it. And then I'm just going to mix this together. And it's not really a sauce as such, it stays quite firm. You kind of spoon it on instead of like drizzling it, so you just put little blobs of it all over the top. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Pop that in there. Trying to drain the majority of the water, a little bit won't hurt. And then I'm gonna kind of mash that up into it. So this is where I'm gonna start to layer. This is also where I almost always go wrong. So there isn't really a right or wrong way, but I haven't got the right size dish that I need for this recipe. I really should buy one. So I've got my roasted butternut in a sort of a, I don't know, like a ragu, like you'd use for spaghetti. You can either buy that or use the simple recipe that I use. Like I said, that will be linked in the description to the video. I think I'm going to put a layer of pasta on top of that. Just kind of spaced around. Yeah, it'll all melt and sort of flatten a little bit. I think if I put this on now, I really think it doesn't actually matter. I've probably done this all wrong. Does anybody else get really confused with lasagna? I don't know why. It's something so simple, but it just stumps me every time how you're supposed to layer it. It sounds ridiculous. I just get myself into this position where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So in theory, yeah, I suppose I'll put another layer of this, which may work. I'm not always like this, I promise. If this is your first time here, I'm sorry. I usually am much more articulate and much better at explaining what I mean. I've got a tiny bit of the ragu that I made left, or tomato sauce, whatever you want to call it. So I'm actually just going to put that over the top. Always make extra. See, I made this before and forgot to put the cheddar in. It's like, it's such a nice dish, but it always seems to go differently. Then I'm going to put some more of this over the top. And then grate some cheese on, which I'm pretty sure is completely the opposite of how I did it last time. You know when you have one of those days when you're cooking and you just think, I wish I didn't do it for a living. Like, I wish I didn't put my meals on YouTube, because that way if you mess up you kind of put it in the oven and no one knows any different. But when I mess up, I post it on the internet. But I must admit, every time, because there's been a few, every time I post a recipe that I haven't like done properly, or I've messed up, I've put too much curry powder, I've dropped the camera in things, every time I do something, everyone really likes it, because they say it proves, like, you know, you're just human, you're just one of us, literally just a normal person that messes stuff up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put some foil over the top. I'll probably oven it for around 10 or 15 minutes, then take the foil off and then grate some cheddar on. But it will be worth it. It's all the same ingredients other than the broccoli. I usually use spinach, but it's going to taste the same, isn't it? It doesn't matter how you layer it, it's all going to come out the same, isn't it? Famous last words. We'll see. It looks very pretty. So I've had the lasagna in the oven for about 20 minutes now, and it's starting to cook, I suppose. I'm just going to grate some cheese on, pop it back in. I've had it covered with foil, but I'm going to leave the foil off after I've grated the cheese, and I'm probably going to give it another 20 minutes. Right, cheese is on and it's just about to go back in. So here we are out of the oven, and I've given it about 20 odd minutes, I think, and it's all bubbling, as you can see. I think the best thing with lasagna is to let it sit for a little while, because when it's like this, if you try and dish it up and it's all bubbling, it can be quite runny. If you give it 5 minutes just to sit, it will make it so much easier to dish up. So just a little thing I've picked up. So I'll get our plates and cutlery and everything ready, and then I will dish up once it's stopped bubbling. And it just sort of, I think the pasta kind of soaks everything back up a little bit, but it looks really nice. It smells amazing. So here it is, all ready to eat, and I put some fresh basil on the top. So this is my portion. This is Steve's, and we haven't got any salad or garlic bread or anything with it tonight. We're just going to have it like this. And this is what we've got for our dinner tonight. So I'm just about to start tonight's dinner, and we are having steak, mashed potato and some roasted vegetables. So I've got asparagus tips, vine ripened tomatoes and some mushrooms. My potatoes in there are boiling for the mash. I've got salt absolutely everywhere. And we've got some muscle food steak that I'm going to put on our grill. So here is our dinner all dished up. So we've got steak, mashed potatoes, we've got roasted asparagus, fine tomatoes, mushrooms and some peppercorn sauce. And this is what we've got for dinner tonight. Alright, so I'm just about to cook our roast beef, and what I'm going to do, I've turned the hob on and I've got my vegetables in a roasting tin. I've just got some red onions, turn that down a bit, carrots, I've got some bay leaves and rosemary from the garden, and some garlic, and I've just roughly chopped those, and then I've put some olive oil in, and I'm just going to seal my beef. So I've salt and peppered it on one side, and I'm going to put that face down, and then I'm going to salt and pepper it on the other side, and add a bit of olive oil. I've just picked the rosemary from the garden. I will try and insert a picture now, but we found the most amazing little like ladybirds, but they're multicoloured.
Like rainbow bugs.
Yeah, rainbow. I don't know what they are. I've never seen them before, but I'll see if I can put a picture in. So I've since discovered these are actually called rosemary bugs, or rosemary ladybirds, and they live on things like thyme, rosemary, any herbs in the garden, and they do actually destroy your plant and eat it. So they're not actually as friendly and as cute looking as I once thought, but they're an absolutely amazing colour. So I'm just going to get that quite hot. I might get that on the camera. And I'm wearing a white top, which is not a good idea. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes on each side. And give it about a minute on that side, and then I'll flip it and do the front, so like all the surfaces are sealed, and then I'm going to put it in my oven. so here we are all dished up. We've got beef, roasted carrots, we've got some marrowfat peas, normal carrots, Yorkshire puddings, broccoli and roast potatoes and gravy. So we've got Bailey's, this one is Jake's, we've got Oscar's, and then that is Steve's, and this one is mine. And that's what we've got for our Sunday roast. It is a lovely day outside, so we've decided to cook our dinner outside on our CHEDDAR grill. It's got a big paella pan. I know this isn't a traditional way of making paella, but because I'm doing it outside, I wanted to prepare a few things beforehand. So I've just cooked a load of basmati rice, and I've just cooked that in some salt and some turmeric just to give it a little bit of colour. And then in here I've got some chopped chicken breast, a red pepper and some chopped chorizo, and then in with that I've put some olive oil, some lime juice, smoked paprika and lots of garlic. So I'm going to start off by frying this in the pan, and then I'm going to add my rice. I'm also going to add some frozen peas, and I've got some prawns here. These have got lime juice, garlic and fresh coriander, and I'm going to add these at the last, whoa, nearly flicked the spoon onto me. Now I'm going to add these at the last minute because prawns don't take very long to cook. I've just done it again. Oh, honestly. So I will show you it as I go along. I've also got some flatbreads that I'm just defrosting. I'm either going to just put those plain, or I might brush a little bit of olive oil and garlic over them. But yeah, and then I've also got some Parmesan cheese to grate on the top and lots of lime juice. So I will show you when we're outside. So I've got my flatbreads, and all I've done is crushed some more garlic and popped it in some olive oil in a little pot, and I'm just using my little baster brush to paint the flatbreads. And I will just pop those in the oven for a few minutes just when we're ready to serve, and then probably just wrap them in foil. So I've actually decided to quickly do my flatbreads, okay, on this grill. Okay, I've pressed okay. I'm going to pop them on here, and then I'm going to wrap them in foil because then they'll get the nice lines on. So when you put these on the grill, once they heat up a bit, they actually really puff up. So it's a really good way of doing them. I don't know if you'll see. Yeah, you see them all like puffing up. They go down when you open it, but just thought I'd show you that. Very interesting, puffing up flatbreads. I'm sure you've never seen that with the flatbreads. I've just chopped them up because we only had 4, and obviously there's 5 of us, and they're quite big anyway, so it's just a side dish.
You and I till the end, don't need to pretend. Again and again, we'll stick together. Everything is alright with you by my side. We won't say goodbye, we'll stick together. Stick together. I can pick you up when you're heading down. When it all just sucks, I'll be your Charlie Brown.
So that's it for this week's Meals of the Week. I will be back with a food haul on Thursday, and then like I said, the weekly vlog at the weekend. Keep your ideas coming for anything you'd like to see me film, and I will do my best to try and get those out for you. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already. It is just the Foulger family, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Take care, guys.
This is what we waited for.